So I watched two good documentaries on EWTN this past month. First one is titled A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. It focused on Saul Alinsky, but it also talked about how secularism, liberalism, socialism got injected into our society. Have you seen the film? What do you think, and what are your thoughts on Saul Alinsky?
Well, I haven't seen the film, so I have no thoughts on it.
Oh.
But I have read Saul Alinsky's Roll Call for Radicals and his Reveille for Radicals. And of course, Saul Alinsky did a lot for reducing us to the garbage pot we've become. I mean that in a nice way, of course. Alinsky originally worked for Al Capone, and then he got communism the way some people get religion.
Wow.
And what I think is funny about him is that on his books it says he has a distinguished criminological career. And I looked at that, I didn't know a distinguished criminal career. There's a difference. But no, Alinsky was a smart guy, hated everything decent, and provided very useful handbooks for those who want to destroy anything decent. And it's been very successful. So what's not to like? Nothing succeeds like success, as we say in America. Everybody loves a winner. You'd even had dioceses like the Diocese of El Paso and the Archdiocese of Los Angeles back in the day, not now, that endorsed Alinskyite organizing groups. The United Neighborhoods Organization and things like that. So, I mean, it was very, very successful. What's not to like?
Wow. It said in one of his books, I think the dedication page was to Lucifer or Satan, the first radical.
Yeah, absolutely. Who, by the way, was actually the instigator of the first recorded democratic action when he, Adam and Eve, outvoted God. It was called the Fall. But just for the record, Samuel Johnson originally said that Satan was the first Whig. And I suspect Alinsky, who may have been evil but was not stupid, was pretty well read. I figure that's kind of where he stole the quote from.
Okay. I don't understand how, because part of the documentary it showed how he influenced church officials.
Yeah.
Given that dedication, I don't see how people let themselves be deceived like that. I don't see how he could explain that away.
People want to be deceived. They love it. I mean, look. Right now, we are in the midst of a post-electoral jumping up and down in this country. And, you know, the Russians brought us Trump. And who knows? Maybe they did do their best to interfere. Unlike ourselves in other countries' elections, it's not like we'd ever want an election to go our way. We're silly billies. What do you want? You had clerics in those days, especially in the 60s and 70s and early 80s, when clerics wanted to appear, the bishops wanted to appear very for the people and into social justice and all that, but didn't really know a whole lot about how to go about it, or really anything about anything in this area. Alinsky's disciples came along and said, we can show you how to help the poor. And who doesn't want to help the poor? It's like helping the children. All you have to do to sell anything to people is to say, it's for the children. Well, really? Giving them bubonic plague is going to help? Yes, it's for the children. Well, it's the same with people that sort of, it's for the poor. Now, the fact that they'll have no faith and be filled with envy and extremely unhappy by the time we're done with them doesn't change the fact that it's for them. So, you got to remember, too, a lot of bishops of that time were not really theologians, unlike today, of course. They were more God's bureaucrats. They knew how to administer, how to keep the diocesan machinery burbling along and bringing in cash and doing what it does. Not that well, considering the numbers of parishes and schools that started closing. But anyway, the point is that was their emphasis. They didn't know a great deal about theology and about the needs of people. None. I mean, the proof of the pudding is that we don't evangelize. poor need the truth, just the way the wealthy do, even before they need money. It's amazing to me that in 30 or 40 years, for instance, as an example, here in the Southwest, of emphasizing outreach to Hispanics, the church has never lost so many of them to the evangelistas.
Wow.
And that's because the evangelistas talk about things like, oh, I don't know, God and Jesus. We don't. And then we turn around and think that the way to keep them from going Protestant is to make the Mass in Spanish as Protestant as we possibly can. And I don't want to say it was stupid, but it would be hard to deny it if someone challenged us. And into that milieu of ignorance steps Saul Alinsky. I can help you reach out to the poor and feel good about yourself, Your Excellency. Who doesn't want to feel good about themselves?